Good evening, I'm Stephanie Seacos. It's Friday, May 22nd. This is CTV News at 11:30. Tonight, Stadium Saga, the new proposal for a major entertainment and housing complex in the Halifax area. Then, suspended services. Why expectant parents in one New Brunswick community should be prepared to travel. And booking backlog. The frustrations for those in Halifax trying to book an appointment for blood work.
Live from our Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Stephanie Seacos.
Thanks for joining us. Bruce Briscoe is off tonight. Halifax could be in for a new stadium. An American firm is looking at building a major entertainment center within a brand new community. CTV's Callum Smith tells us where this could happen and who's behind it.
Here's a preliminary rendering of what could be on Highway 102 on the Halifax side of the airport. Potential for a sports stadium, housing, retail, hotels, and a medical facility. The American proponent calls it an entertainment district pegged at $1.5 billion.
We feel like Halifax has the most potential in all of Canada, quite frankly, for something of this size, this magnitude.
A stadium of 25,000 plus seats and 8,000 housing units. The proposed area along the Aerotech connector off exit 5A would be at least 150 acres. While a Halifax stadium proposal may feel like deja vu, there are some key differences.
We're going to make this place a destination, and I think that the overall scope of the project is kind of what makes it a little bit more feasible. And again, we're doing this with private money.
Maintaining taxpayers won't foot the bill.
If it has absolutely no taxpayers' money involved, that's a positive. The devil's in the details, and I want to know them first.
But she says there's no formal application to City Hall yet. Investors say the biggest hurdle is lack of water and sewer. Halifax Water says the province or HRM would need to approve extension to that area, and that the utility has not received a formal application yet.
If there are things that have dual purposes, such as water and sewer, may fit that bill. Roads may fit that bill. Those are discussions we're willing to have. I haven't personally had any of those discussions, but I'm intrigued by it, I would say.
The idea has been 2 years in the making, but Williams says they've kept it quiet. All Nova Scotia first reported the plans this week. Canadian Sport Institute Atlantic says ensuring there is more than spectator sports is vital.
Looks like a very exciting project. If there's private investors who want to build things in Nova Scotia, I think we should have our arms wide open.
The proponent tells CTV there are currently no deals with any professional sports franchises because a business plan comes first.
Honestly, we would love to be the venue that everyone plays at.
He says the project would come in phases, but a stadium could take 3 to 4 years to build, wanting to have water and sewer plans finalized within a few months.
We truly feel like this is a home run community for a project like this.
Callum Smith, CTV News, near Enfield, Nova Scotia.
Get the Maritimes' top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
A 48-year-old man has been charged with attempted murder after a person was assaulted on a trail in Fredericton. Police say it happened Thursday afternoon along the North Side Trail. The victim was rushed to hospital where he remains in critical but stable condition. Police say a suspect was arrested at the scene. According to police, the two knew each other. In addition to attempted murder, John Arthur Dempsey was charged with assault and mischief in connection to an unrelated incident. Expectant parents in and around Waterville, New Brunswick should be prepared to travel when labor begins. The health authority has suspended birth service at its Upper River Valley Hospital for the next week. As CTV's Avery McCrae reports, it's the third time this has happened this year.
The latest service suspension, which began at 8 this morning, will be in place until 8 a.m. Monday, June 1st. It means women who go into labor over the next week that would normally go to Upper River Valley will now have to make the drive to Fredericton, which can be over an hour away. The reason for the pause is a lack of medical and nursing resources in the case of an emergency C-section. Health Minister John Dornan says additional staff have been hired that can perform operations like a C-section.
We have had only one for a long time. We've depended on people coming in to do locums. Now we have a long-term locum. When we negotiate with a locum physician, he doesn't arrive the day that we sign the papers. And so this person is close to coming on board. You will not see these diversions in the very near future, but it is happening now.
The hospital underwent a similar service suspension for over a week in April and again a few months earlier in February. The Miramichi Regional Hospital also recently had to reroute pregnant patients due to staff shortages last week. CTV reached out to Horizon for an interview, but no one was made available. Horizon says pregnant women in the Upper River Valley Hospital service area who are 35 weeks have been made aware of the closure. They remind folks even if they are feeling okay, they should still make the drive to Fredericton to avoid any complications that can come with childbirth. Avery McRae, CTV News, St. John.
If you live in and around Halifax and need to get blood work done, be prepared to wait. It's the latest health procedure that has people scrambling to get an appointment. CTV's Brianne Foley tells us why.
Residents in the Halifax area are frustrated with wait times, especially when it comes to blood work.
I was willing to travel wherever I needed to get the blood work. So you go through online, you're looking through the central zone, then you go to the eastern zone, western zone. It's like there's nothing here at all.
Nova Scotia Health rolled out the one-person, one-record system on May 9th and said bookings may be impacted to adapt to the new system.
We know that with the OPOR implementation, we have had to reduce some capacity in the system in order to get folks prepared and ready. So again, we are aware of that, but folks should just continue to go to the website and to sign up for those available appointments.
In a statement to CTV News, Nova Scotia Health said reduced capacity will continue for up to 6 weeks after go live and is expected to impact appointments throughout May and into June. However, teams are assessing weekly to see if there is additional capacity that could be added.
Similar to other times of the year, on occasion we do have slowdowns in the healthcare system around procedures, and so this would be similar. And but certainly as soon as services are able to ramp up, we will do that.
But unfortunately, there's just nothing in the system. Every now and then you'll get like one that pops up as soon as you go in. You think you have it secured, it's gone. Someone else has booked it. So
Lisa Baker says for the last 6 months, she's had issues booking blood work even before the launch, and that people she's spoken with are feeling the same.
There's a lot of really frustrated clients in Nova Scotia. Just, they want the blood work done. They're trying to do what the doctor is suggesting and they can't.
Baker added that even with the emergency phone line, there is still a continued backlog since so many people are desperate to book appointments. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
New Brunswick's Official Languages Act is under review in a way that's never been before. For the first time, it's being done in public and will soon travel across the province. CTV's Nick Moore on what's being considered and some of the early feedback.
Nursing homes are not required to offer bilingual services in New Brunswick, but the idea of changing that has been one topic under discussion this week in an overall review of the province's Official Languages Act.
A lot of interesting discussions this week, a lot of thought that needs to continue.
Liberal MLA Benoit Bourque is chair of the Legislature Committee reviewing the Act, which has representation from all three parties. A review of the Act 5 years ago recommended that nursing homes, which are privately operated, be subject to the same bilingual obligations of public facilities. The New Brunswick Association of Nursing Homes says it favors the idea of delivering services in one's language of choice, but warns it requires a lot of thought and consideration.
I think it's an oversimplification to simply say, well, hospitals provide services in both choice, services in the language of your choice. Nursing homes must provide service in the language of your choice. That's an oversimplification. You need to take a needle and thread the tapestry. You can't hit it with a hammer.
Bourque says the overall review of the Act is about how to improve it and not about whether or not New Brunswick will continue to be Canada's only officially bilingual province. Next month, the Committee of MLAs will hit the road to hear public input about the Act's future. Bourque says he's quite aware there are strong and varying views on the topic.
We are also cognizant that it can become a very emotional issue, and it can be sidetracked very easily, and we actually saw it this week. But I don't see that as a negative thing. I think it's important to listen to the people, what they have to say on the matter.
The committee of MLAs will deliver a final report by the end of the year. Nick Moore, CTV News, Fredericton.
Still to come tonight, we'll have your full maritime weather forecast. But next, ferry frustrations.
We've had an additional vessel go down with the same type of steering issue.
Just days after service was back to normal, another Halifax ferry is out of commission. We'll have that story after the break. Just days after regular ferry service returned between Halifax and Dartmouth, it's being cut back again. CTV's Jonathan McGinnis tells us what's behind the issue this time.
Well, that didn't last long. 3 days after declaring Halifax's ferry service was back to normal, further delays have been announced.
Unfortunately, today, from yesterday afternoon, we've had an additional vessel go down with the same type of steering issue.
This time it's on board the Christopher Stanix. The same joystick problem shelved the Vincent Coleman since mid-January. This means service is once again back on the half hour instead of every 15 minutes.
I'm frustrated.
Dartmouth councillor Tony Mancini says the repeated disruptions make it difficult to convince people to give transit a try.
I think those of us that consistently use it, we get frustrated, but we continue to use it. It's the group that we want to get out of their car, jump on the ferry and cross, whether they come from Halifax or from Dartmouth. Those are the folks that are saying, well, it's not reliable.
Halifax Transit's executive director isn't sure how long the Stanix will be out of use. The proprietary parts need to come directly from the European vendor. Robin Garris has been told they're en route, along with a beefed up order for extra parts to have on standby.
We've ordered multiple parts on a couple occasions now, and we've already got another order that's being manufactured right now so that we will have additional spare parts.
You want any fried onion, dear?
Not everyone, however, is complaining about the disruptions in the ferry service. This vendor outside the terminal says business is better when there are delays.
There's a little bit of a delay, which always works out good for us because they have to kill some time here, and sometimes it increases our hot dog sales while they're waiting.
A silver lining while waiting in line. Jonathan McGinnis, CTV News, Halifax.
Young people having a tough time in St. John have a place to live with a new housing option. 9 housing units at the Michener Village site will be home to those aged 19 to 25. Officials say the site will aid people at a critical age by giving them a safe place to live and offering counseling and other services. The center's director says rent supplements will be given to tenants. They can stay until they find a more permanent place to live. Governments are pitching in $1 million.
This is a voluntary program. If they want to live here and participate in what's being offered, we will work with anybody. This is a housing first program. You don't have to be, you don't have to be a high school graduate. You don't have to have a job. You don't have to be sober. It is housing first.
No details were given as to how people will be chosen to stay. The space is expected to be full by July. Time now for a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your full maritime weather forecast. But first, it was a bit of a cool night along the Halifax waterfront, though it does look nice. Coming up, Kaylin will tell us how the weekend's shaping up. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell joins us now with your maritime weather forecast, and it's looking like we have a sunny weekend ahead.
It is going to be a very sunny weekend for the Maritimes. There's a large area of high pressure moving in from the west. It's going to be the weather system basically in charge of our weather over the next couple of days. It's going to bring about some very clear nights, including tonight, and some very sunny conditions for Saturday, followed by a little bit of returning cloud cover during the day on Sunday. Taking a look at our forecast timeline then, I usually show cloud cover and precipitation on this map, but I don't have much of that to show you as we head into the start of the day for tomorrow. We'll be a little bit brisk first thing in the morning, but temperatures will rebound for a good portion of the Maritimes moving into the afternoon. It'll be sunny through Saturday afternoon, very clear conditions expected for both Saturday evening and Saturday night. And then on Sunday, the day starts off sunny, and then we'll see some cloud cover increase from the west as we make our way through the day. Taking a look at the winds in the forecast for tomorrow, they're going to be out of the north and the northwest. They will be sustained in most cases 10 to 20 kilometers per hour. There may be a few gusts between 20 and 40. We have frost advisories in effect once again for all three maritime provinces. Clear skies, light winds, some low temperatures tonight that in some cases will be headed down towards the low to mid single digits. A few might even touch around or slightly below zero, including -4 for Edmundston for tonight. So those are the type of conditions you get, or that's the type of conditions where you can get frost to develop, and hence those advisories. High temperatures in the forecast for tomorrow for the north of New Brunswick, mostly between 16 and 20 degrees, coolest for the coastal areas. Down through central and southern areas of New Brunswick on Saturday, it's 19 for Fredericton and St. Stephen, 17 for Grand Manan, St. John, and for Moncton in the southeast. Here's a look at the high temperatures for Prince Edward Island on Saturday. This is still going to be, in general, one of the cooler areas of the Maritimes. Highs between 10 and 14 degrees. It will also still be a little bit cooler for parts of the east of Nova Scotia, including Cape Breton. In Inverness County, a lot of high temperatures between 8 and 10 degrees. 12 for Sydney for tomorrow, 13 at Port Hawkesbury. Near 13 degrees for communities on the north shore of Nova Scotia. On the eastern shore, the high temperatures between 11 and 14. 16 for Amherst and Truro for tomorrow. The city centers Halifax and Dartmouth close to 17 degrees. Near 14 for Lunenburg. Moving down the south shore of Nova Scotia, close to 17 degrees though for Liverpool and Shelburne. 16 for Yarmouth and the Annapolis Valley with high temperatures between 16 and 18 degrees. Taking a look at the extended outlook for New Brunswick to finish off the weekend. On Sunday, it's a mix of sun and cloud. A lot of the high temperatures coming up into the low 20s. We then have some showers in the forecast for Monday and temperatures cooling as a result. A lower chance of showers on Tuesday, and then showers return on Wednesday, followed by a chance of showers on Thursday, and then a mix of sun and cloud on Friday. In the outlook for Nova Scotia, coming up at the end of the weekend, a mix of sun and cloud, high temperatures, high teens, low 20s, except cooler on the coast. Rain in the forecast for Monday, high temperatures around the low teens. After that's a chance of showers on Tuesday. Showers in the forecast for Wednesday, a chance of showers on Thursday, and cloudy periods for Friday. And for Prince Edward Island, the end of the weekend on Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud, a little bit warmer. High temperatures near 19 degrees. Showers in the forecast for Monday, followed by a chance of showers on Tuesday. Some further wet weather in the forecast for Wednesday of next week, followed by a chance of showers on Thursday, and then a mix of sun and cloud on Friday. Stephanie.
Thanks, Kaylin. We'll take a short break now. Much more to come on CTV News at 11:30. Stay with us.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
The party is really ramping up in downtown Sydney, where the weekend portion of the 2026 East Coast Music Awards is getting underway. Some Cape Breton artists have made the event even more memorable by taking home some of the top awards. Here's CTV's Ryan McDonald.
If there is anyone for whom these East Coast Music Awards in Cape Breton have been a full circle experience, it is Goldie Boutillier, who grew up in Reserve Mines.
Thank you guys so much. What a dream come true.
Boutillier was one of the big winners at last night's Gala Awards show at Sydney's Centre 200, taking home both the Album of the Year and Breakthrough Artist of the Year trophies. Today, the hometown girl was letting it all sink in.
Coming home and having a night like I did last night was the most fulfilling, and it matters the most because these are the people that have grown up with me, that have seen every version of me.
Elise Aaron.
Then there was a comeback story from this Glace Bay rock artist who was able to walk up on stage to accept Release of the Year after months of recovery from a motorcycle accident.
The future generation are future doctors, nurses, musicians who can picture themselves on this very stage. It's our job to be there for them.
Mi'kmaq fiddler Morgan Toney won Indigenous Artist of the Year, but the weekend is about more than the awards.
And we're just getting going. That was the preamble.
Saturday marks a big day for outdoor music downtown, including ECMA Fan Fest on the Esplanade.
And that's a ton of great bands, some of the premier talent here in this part of the world, playing for free right on the street.
Then the final day, Sunday, is highlighted by the Songwriters Circle at Member 2.
We got three absolute legends playing together for the first time on one stage and possibly the last time. We got Lenny Gallant, we have Con O'Brien from the Irish Descendants, and we have the legend himself, Mr. Jimmy Rankin.
The ECMAs mean hundreds of visitors to downtown Sydney and millions of dollars in spin-offs during the spring shoulder season. Meanwhile, for Boutillier, today marks the release of her first single from her brand new album. It's a song called Party.
It's also kind of kismet because now I want to party because I'm really excited about, the ECMAs and everything that just happened.
She and everyone else here in downtown Sydney have plenty of reason to do just that this weekend. Ryan McDonald, CTV News.
Time now for one last break. Coming up next, your wake-up weather for Saturday. But first, here's a live look downtown Halifax, where it is currently 9 degrees, but it's going to get chilly tonight. Certainly not stopping all those people outside, though. Kaylin will be back to break down the morning forecast when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back. Let's see how your Saturday is shaping up. Kaylin is back now with your wake-up weather, and Kaylin, we're in for another cool start to the day.
Yeah, that's right. Cool, but sunny. We've got that area of high pressure in place, so it's going to be a very sunny day in general across the Maritimes on Saturday. Morning temperatures mostly around the low to mid single digits. For the afternoon, though, good portion of the region will see high temperatures come up towards the mid to high teens, remaining a little bit cooler in some of the eastern areas, including Prince Edward Island and Cape Breton. There, most of the high temperatures top out around the low teens. It's another very clear night Saturday, and then more of a mix of sun and cloud in the forecast for Sunday. Stephanie.
Tonight, Maritimers will have a chance to see the FIFA World Cup trophy in Halifax tomorrow, but city officials are warning the buzz will most likely cause traffic tie-ups. On Saturday, the World Cup Trophy Tour will be at the BMO Soccer Center, which is in Clayton Park. It's a chance to see the soccer trophy ahead of next month's World Cup in Toronto and Vancouver, as well as the U.S. and Mexico. It's the only stop east of Montreal, and tickets had to be secured in advance. The municipality is telling people to expect heavy traffic and limited parking. The Halifax Mainland Common Park will also be closed tomorrow for the event. And that will do it for us tonight. A reminder, if you joined us late or would like another look at any of our stories, you can always visit our website, ctvnewsatlantic.ca. It's your home for news. We'll leave you now with the names of everyone here who make our broadcast possible. Thanks for watching tonight, and have a great weekend.